Oh yeah, there's a note. One thing that Nasrallah did at the end, which was kind of mean of him, but again, to create a difference, because it's not all holy, all religious people aren't the same. He wants to make sure this doesn't go and lead into a one world religion either. He wants to save his flock. So what he said was, the Israelis did this to themselves. Like the whole idea, the pain about anti-Semitism, which I said has a reverse impact. It actually deifies them and shows like they have everything in their control. It exaggerates their will and power, and it ends up hurting them. We know they didn't do it. We know that they videotaped shooting into homes, the blood, and we've seen those same homes later on discovered by the police and blood everywhere. So we know it's real. We know they did it. But the fact that he said that is to drive that wedge of difference and also to hurt the Israelis. In one of the pains that they have, remember, collective guilt, collective punishment is from the plains. Like, it's an old system. It's a very old system. Gather up this team, kill them all. This whole idea, they're all guilty. One of them did this to us, which is all of us, and that changes. That's fluid. In countries today, what is us changes. It's fluid by generation and generation. I don't know if Ukrainians in Poland are going to become Polish in 3 generations, but it's likely they will. Because that whole area is like that. But I'm just saying, for example, when he did something like this, he ended up saying the very thing that hurts Jews the most. It hurts them. And then, and it's the same thing that they say, well, if you're so collective, why do you kill future generations? Why do you do something that causes collective guilt to work in a psychology, in a collective psychology, in a mob psychology, that you do, like even what they're doing in Gaza right now, it's creating a lot of hate and disdain against them again. Because they do something so irrational and out of context, out of numbers, like out of irrational means out of ration, right? They do it indiscriminately, and then everyone hates them, and then they're hanging their great grandkids. And they don't realize it, and they've done it again and again and again. And there has to be some kind of proper mental understanding that it doesn't work. They have to learn to be more just, calculative and just and measured like everybody else, like the Romans. Why have they ruled for, we say Roman, I don't mean Romans, I mean Roman letters, Roman education, Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, and all these powers and countries and nations. They have a system, a common law system. Let's call it Western common law people. They all slightly different. But how did they rule for 800-900 years, 1,400 years? Switzerland, has had pretty much the same government since like 1261 or something. How do they do it? They do this because they're just. They know how to bring due measure. And right now we're just giving them a carte blanche because we're feeling guilty again. And we have to end it. We have to end it. We can't do this, because what ends up happening is they hang their own great-grandchildren. They talk about how their ancestors are so connected to them and that the future generations are so connected to them. And they are, unfortunately. That's the danger. That is the danger, guys. I hate to be the one that has to lecture like this, but common sense should prevail. When there's math and there's obviousness, there's an obvious trend that continues hundreds and hundreds of years, we have to break the cycle. You have to say, look, you are my brother, but I gotta hold your hand this time and stop it.